Let us welcome our panelists for this virtual roundtable discussion. Mr. Prave, our General Manager of the Taras Beach and Spa Resort. Mr. Prave, can you go on with introducing some more about yourself?
Hi, good afternoon everyone. I'm Praveen Kumar Mishra, Area General Manager of Taras Beach and Spa Resort from Readapt, beautiful Readapt. I'm a hardcore hotelier. My whole life in hotel industry since last 22 years. When I pass out from college, I'm only in hotel. I believe I cannot work in another industry. So I'm meant for hotel. Currently in Taras, I'm 2.5 years. Before Taras, I was in Berjaya Langkawi. Before Langkawi, I was in Seychelles. I was in Berjaya Colombo. I was in Singapore, I was in Tioman, I was in Mauritius. All the beautiful beaches you may have heard, I've been working there. So glad to be part of this team for today.
Okay, I'll probably continue on after Mr. Paver. My name is Suresh Rajantiran. I am the Manager of Marketing Communications for Banyan Tree Kuala Lumpur, as well as Pavilion Hotel Kuala Lumpur, managed by Banyan Tree here in KL. So I am a marketing person. I've been in the marketing and communications industry for the last 10 years. Have worked in various industries from hotels to F&B to I was in an agency as well as in a short period of time in the media as well. Yeah. So my previous hotel, I was working with Mr. Parver as well in Berjaya Hotels and Resorts. And now I am here in Banyan Tree Kuala Lumpur and Pavilion Hotel Kuala Lumpur for this will be my second year here. Yeah.
We can share our experience.
How are things in Taras now?
Taras is, the weather is fine, beautiful weather, Suresh. Since we have a monsoon season, we have off season, we have a low season, peak season. So the weather is fine.
Now it's just past the monsoon season.
Yeah,
right,
just past the monsoon. I mean, this year we didn't close even the monsoon. Last 2 years we haven't closed the resort. Earlier we used to close, but now last 2 years we have opened it for around a year. All other property on Redan, Pulau Redan closed. Pasir Panjang, the other resorts are closed. Only Taras is open during the monsoon. From November to February. So-called monsoon. Actually, now no more monsoon. Weather changed.
Weather has changed, right?
Yeah, I've been working in if you consider 7-8 years back and now, the weather completely changed. This year from November to February, only November was bad weather, but January, February, even now March, very good weather. We have no rain. No rain at all.
No rain at all, huh?
No rain at all.
We need calling you for a holiday staycation.
Always welcome. You all are welcome. How about the Banyan Tree?
Things are quite okay now. It's for KL side with the inter-district open. I think it's rather improving. We are doing better on weekends, of course, because I guess most of the KL people who are working on weekdays, their off days are of course on the weekends. So our weekends are doing quite well. Food and beverage is not too bad. Banyan Tree, of course, has its famous restaurants, rooftop bar. Yeah, so they're doing quite well so far.
This struggling time, difficult time for the hotel industry. The word, the good, doing well is, very exception. So good, well done. Taras, we have done exceedingly well last year. Now Chloe has joined the room.
Okay. Are you back, Chloe?
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry.
Back over to you. We had a short chit chat.
No, it's okay. Yes.
We are currently still waiting for Miss May, but my crew is there to help her now. Maybe we should do on with some. Maybe what did Mr. Pravin and Mr. Suresh just talk about just now?
We were sharing about the Taras and the Banyan Tree. KL and how the business doing now.
Yeah, it's a talk between ourselves at this point of time.
Like I was telling Suresh, our average room rate is very high. Last year we closed around 1,200 ringgit the whole year, 2020.
All right.
I mean, consider in the pandemic time, the tough time, consider one of the highest in Malaysia. 1,200.
That's really good.
Yeah, throughout the year. I mean, you consider 3 months close when we close for June, July, August. I mean, half June, July. I mean, May. Start from March, right? Half March.
Okay.
April, May, half June. So it's very well. We did very well. This year,
it seems like Miss May is in.
Yeah.
May, are you there?
Miss May, can you hear us?
This is called Chloe. We are at mercy of technical, right? Technology, new technology. Where is the benefit?
Yeah.
May.
Hi, I'm so sorry. There's some technical issue. I think it's too excited. Suddenly the whole hotel blackout. So I don't have my LAN cable. Now I'm standing on hotspot.
All right.
Hi, Miss May. Yeah.
Hi, Chloe.
To
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for waiting.
I'd like to invite Miss May Chow, Hotel Manager of Berjaya Times Square Hotel KL, to introduce herself first.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Chloe, for inviting me. Well, everyone knows my name, May here, Hotel Manager for Berjaya Times Square. I have been with Berjaya Times Square currently for 2 years. I was with Berjaya many years back. This was my third time coming back here, so it's great working with Berjaya. So, well, yes, 2 years here now in Times Square.
Wow, it's quite a interesting experience you have. I should say that. So, thank you, Miss May, for sharing. Now we shall move on to our first session. Are you ready?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
We'll move on to our round table discussion with our panels. This session consists of 5 questions. So we'll start off with the first question, the challenge. Looking back from last March, which aspect of your business you find most difficult to handle during the pandemic? Ms. May, would you like to share with us your thoughts?
Thank you, Chloe. I personally feel that because you see, hotel industry, we depend, we only have rooms and F&B plus meeting facilities. For Times Square in specific, is actually rooms and MICE segment. In past years, Berjaya Times Square have been enjoying a good occupancy of 65%. And MICE businesses contributed, I would say, at least about 21 million in terms of revenue. Yeah. Once this, since March 2020, when the pandemic hit us sudden, it has been a very great challenge for the hotel industries. The occupancy has dropped to below 10%. With 0 banquet events and all that. So, of course, as the time passed, 1 year with CMCO, RMCO and all that, now the interstate are still closed, but however, district are still allowed. We have seen a little bit of light in the tunnel. Business are slowly coming back. I believe it will be bounced back. Probably, I would say, 4th quarter of this year. If the international border is open, I will feel that the arrival will come back. Yep.
It's a good. Hopefully, it's something good for us because we can see some recovery, especially when vaccine is back. So thank you, Ms. May, for your sharing. How about you, Mr. Pravi?
The question was which aspect of business very difficult, right?
Yeah.
No, it's right. I remember today is 18. Last year, 18, we had to close, right? The government announced on 16th of March. And our hotel, Taras, was completely sold out. We had a school holiday at that point of time. So it was very challenging for us. All of a sudden, none of us had handled this kind of situation earlier. I mean, we hotelier, we never handled this before. It was very tough decision. We didn't know what to do. Initially, every 2 days, the information, we share our information, then we had to vacate the hotel. The hotel was full. The last guest, we had a guest from the local and we had a guest from international, those overseas guests. So we had to vacate them. That was the first step. Then there were so many bookings for the following months, like March decision came. We had a booking for April, May, June, because we are a resort. Resort normally gets booked 6 months in advance. So we had some month like August is our super peak month. We had already 50% occupancy. So if you ask me, the toughest challenge for us was to cancel those bookings when you have already money, right? You have money in your hand. We had to cancel the booking. We had to convince the guest that no, the situation will improve. The pandemic is for a short period of time. I'm talking about 1 year back. Now we know we are after 1 year, it's a different scenario. So that time was very difficult for us. 3 months we closed. We had to send our people. We had to minimize manning. Minimize manning means we have to send our people on the clearing the annual leaves, all the accumulated leaves. Toughest then how to find the SOPs. We had no experience, so find the hygiene standard. Then when we open, we had to put the buffet, self-servicing. Then in June, July, when we opened the hotel, all of a sudden sold out because being a resort and a popular hotel, we got a lot of booking. Then again, we were doing very good. Then the October comes, second wave come. Then again have to close down. Then we had another wave. In January, we had to close down. So it's all were ups and downs. We had a very tough time. But the difficult part for me, for the Taras, was to convince guests to change their booking, to convince guests not to take their deposit back. That was a difficult part. Although we refund a lot of money, but managed to, so far we have survived 1 year. We have done well. I'm proud to say that maybe we are the only few hotels in whole Malaysia which we have done. Maybe I don't know have a revenue, but if you ask me, Taras would be as a GM, I would say Area GM is the #1 hotel in Malaysia in terms of revenue for 2020. I don't have figure. I don't know the Suresh. I don't know about. I know Berjaya Group, other property, but it would be one of the top 3, probably #1 revenue hotel for 2020 in whole Malaysia.
Well, by hearing it just now, what Mr. Praveen shared is quite tough, because just by listening to that, I really feel the toughness. But I'm glad to hear that the Taras is recovering, and I'm happy to hear that how Mr. Praveen is so proud that Taras is the best hotel or the best resort in Malaysia. So what about Mr. Suresh? Mr. Suresh might have a different opinion on that.
Yeah, everyone has.
Mr. Suresh, are you speaking?
Oh, sorry. Hi, my mic's on now. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think like what Praver and Ms. May said is pretty much summed up what I have to say as well. So I think like most KL hotels, 2020 was looking to be a very, very good year budget-wise. Like our first quarter, second quarter, we were supposed to hit budget and all that. And then, yes, COVID-19, the pandemic came, and that changed the whole situation. I think like for most KL hotels, we are very dependent on international travels as well. Like Berjaya Times Square, we do for Pavilion Hotel Kuala Lumpur, we depend a lot on tour groups from China, Europe, and etc. So when the international travelers were stopped from coming in, that hit us very hard. Yeah. So and also like the rest of us, we also had to close towards the end of March once our last guest checked out, and we remained closed for both hotels. For Banyan Tree, if I'm not mistaken, I think we were closed for close to 3 months. We reopened back in June. We decided to reopen Banyan Tree first, as that was our more boutique, in a way more smaller hotel with 55 keys, as compared to our Pavilion Hotel Kuala Lumpur. This is the bigger sister, we had 300 over rooms. Yeah, so we reopened that, started with that place first. We managed to call back some employees to come back and work, because we also had to make sure that our finance managed is proper, and not everybody can come in at the same time, especially for the administration office. Operations, we need them in, we need that in. Yeah, so it was a very, very tough situation in, I think, all areas of hospitality, whether it's selling rooms, restaurants, even for MICE as well. MICE, no events were allowed, nobody can gather together, and all of that. So it was a big, big hit during this pandemic.
Yeah, I think we might find it tough because it was the pandemic came in sudden. We weren't prepared for that, so it's tough. It's good to hear your sharings for question 1. So we'll proceed with question 2, the strategies. What was your most effective strategy to the past year to tide over this trying time? Mr. Prave, do you mind to share with us what strategies did you use?
Yeah, Chloe. I mean, we had no clue how to handle this scenario. So when we closed for 3 months, the whole hotel industry was totally down for 3 months. Within these 3 months, like last March, April, May, when we opened on 10th of June, we realized that it is going to be tough. It was going to be tough at that point of time. So what we did, our teams, we sat down. Our strategy was to that time that, okay, maybe this pandemic will finish in next 3-4 months or 6 months. So we planned for next 6 months. Then now it's already 1 year. So at that point of time, I'm talking about the last 1 year in the March, we realized the first strategy in that time would have been the safety of the guest. So we did full hygiene. So when the guests travel to our property, they are fully satisfied with our safety measures we took, like providing the mask and all what we discussed later. But what I say, it was the safety of the guests. When they decide to stay in Taras, they were secure that we take full hygiene and safety of the pandemic, safety of the virus. So that was the first. Second thing we realized when we closed the hotel, that was the time our team sat down and we decided we do full blast social media. You know, Taras, we have a best beach of Malaysia. But not many people in Malaysia know on Pulau Redang, Taras itself. I mean, there is a Redang beach, the public beach and the Taras beach. I always consider the Taras beach is very, very unique. Working in Mauritius, working in Seychelles, working in Sri Lanka, Tioman, I mean, everywhere. I mean, Langkawi, I've been in Maldives. I realized, and I managed to convince my team. First, before we approach to the guest, out of the hotel, we have to convince our team that the Taras beach in Redang, forget about the Redang beach, I'm talking about the Taras beach is the best beach in Malaysia. And I came with the tagline with my sales team, anybody in Malaysia, I'm challenging people, I'm challenging also through this webinar. anyone has a better beach in Malaysia than Taras Beach, 3-night full boat free stay. So we come with our team tagline. Our sales team go to meet everyone. Whenever they go to sales team, I tell them, okay, you tell them, anybody challenges better beach than Malaysia, then Taras 3-night free stay. So during this period, to convince my sales team to my people was my first target. So why I'm telling all of who are listening, all of my colleagues here, I work in Mauritius, Seychelles, Sri Lanka. You have a public beach. But here at Taras, we have a very private beach. The sand, the white sand, you won't find many places in the world. White sand is like a powder, you can put on your face. It's a powdery sand. And the unique point for our beach is that there is a guarantee in front of the Taras, you can swim with the turtle. There is everywhere, whoever know the diving and all, Seychelles, you can see the turtle. But what happens normally when you swim in the water, turtle will run away. When you do dive right, you go to close to turtle, they will run away because they're afraid of humans. But this our turtle, they will come. They will come close to you. Sometimes they will touch you. Of course, we have an in-house turtle lab. We say don't allow them to touch, but we tell them don't encourage guests to touch the turtle. But where in the world you can guarantee where you can swim with the turtle? Nowhere in the world. So these are our unique selling point, which we highlighted a lot. We saw on social media a lot of photos of turtle, a lot of photos of our sand beach, the private beach. So this worked out very well. To convince the guest, we are fully safe, so you can stay in Taras. We managed to convince, because you had 3 months closed down, everybody watching social media, spending a lot of time on the social media. We managed to convince with our promotions, our videos, our posting that this is the best beach in Malaysia. These were that attracts guests. When we open, we had a lot of booking. Proceeding, we come out with a lot of new packages. Like that time where the safety was concerned. Self-drive means they don't want to share in the normal, like in the big van, so we offer them, okay, you drive to Terengganu, all the charges of your toll free, the hotel will pay. So that worked out very good. We got a lot of good package. So self-drive package, those who had a fears traveling in the group, we promote. Then we also promoted, okay, now you book now, but you can book means stay later with a lot of discounted. Then we did the fine weather guarantee promotion packages, which means if the weather is bad, we can give you the complimentary stay in the hotel, 1 night complimentary. Then we come out with the very unique package, the only package, Shuttle at Sea. You must have seen on our website. You can play badminton in the water. So that is the only place in the world, you can shuttle at sea package. We follow strictly SOP and guidelines set by the government. Like what we did, 50% outlets, only 50% guests were allowed to eat at one point of time. Also, we had a lot of MCO, CMCO, RMCO, keep changing. So we offer Terengganu guests, those who are from local, local Terengganu, to attract the local guests. So we keep changing based on the market demand. When RMCO, we offer a special rate for Terengganu guests. When interstate, of course, we change our package. So this worked out very good for on 10th of June. Within 1 week, the hotel was full. Within 1 week. July, August, September, we were running completely sold out, full. Till the second wave came in October, then we had to, after the new announcement, we got a lot of cancellation. So looking back, Now after 1 year, you would say that from last June to now, we say everything what we decided to work out very well. And we have a great result. You heard already I say that. Number one revenue I'm talking about, most probably in Malaysia. So that's very well we have done.
Thank you, Mr. Prave. What about you, Miss May?
I think Mr. Prave have shared that the strategies that we basically share quite a fair bit of same strategies in terms of packages and all that. As a group, we came up with quite a lot of value added and creative packages to cater to the locals' need at that point of time. As we know that the borders are closed and all that, so we work a lot on online marketing, I would say, because physical sales visit and all that are not allowed. Nobody can travel and all that because of MCO, RMCO, and all sort of things. So our sales team have been working very aggressively with all the local operators, especially the online travel agents, on collaboration on campaigns with all the packages that we have created. Yeah, I think Mr. Prave have also mentioned that we have did this self-drive program. We have these family packages that we have we have designed. And for Times Square in specific, because you see, meetings are not allowed, people are not allowed to come out. Everybody is working from home. Some people are bored working from the own home space, you see. So we have came up with this exclusive meeting in the room, which you see our rooms are size, in terms of size, is 57 square meter, very nice, huge living hall. So it's suitable for those people who wants to get out from where they are all this while at home. So we have came up with this exclusive meeting in room, which is working very well at that point of time, which we are still doing it now. Yeah. Beside that, we also do a lot of F&B delivery. We came up with packed food and all that to cater for those people who are not able to come out for makan and all this. So we actually did free delivery for those people who order food from us here. We did very well also on our vegetarian nasi lemak, which is our signature dish in Berjaya Cafe. So I would say this is what we have done for the past 12 months. Of course, multitasking is also one of our strategies at that period of time. We deploy our associates from other departments to help operations during the busy time and all that. So the team are working very well at this point of time as a team. Teamwork is very important, and we see that everyone is putting their hand together to work as a team to help every department.
Thank you, Ms. May, for sharing. Now I'll move on to Mr. Suresh. Do you have anything to add in?
Well, pretty much the same. I can say is pretty much the same as what everybody is doing now. During that point of time when we had to close for that few months, all we could do at that point is to maintain our relationship with our clients, asking how they were, media friends, and so on, and of course maintain our brand presence on social media as well as digital where possible. So in terms of social media, we've done the usual contents. Remember, like, this is a beautiful location in KL. We highlighted our best selling points, the view of the rooms. We did some contents with our chef to help do some gourmet cooking classes by our chefs so we can cook at home. So not as complicated as what they do in the restaurants, but something more simple so that you can have a gourmet meal at home by yourself as well. Yeah, so that's some of the things. And of course, in terms of promotional packages, we had our Safe Sanctuary package. We also produced our own production of videos showing what were our safe sanctuary procedures. So when we reopened in our group, our HQ, Bayantree's HQ, we have this program called the Safe Sanctuary Program that was launched by our group initiative that has this support of Veritas, who endorsed the Safe Sanctuary Program for the well-being of our guests, our associates, and community that is surrounding our hotels. Yeah, so we have go through, there's a listing of it, like sanitization of the rooms after being used, gloves, mask, full PPE of our staff, housekeeping staff, and etc. So what we had to do was, when we could reopen, we had to do it internally due to budget constraints and so on. I believe everybody had the same issue, so internally done. We had to do our own videos. We showcase what were the procedures, the SOPs, just to ensure that the guest has a peace of mind when they come back to stay with us, to encourage them that it's safe to come back to stay with us. The hotels here in KL, Bayantree, Pavilion Hotel Kuala Lumpur, we are doing everything possible to ensure your safety when you stay with us. Yeah. So what May mentioned, from various promotions, various campaigns that we do, everything is focused online. We've moved from a hotel that prides ourselves with good food in our restaurants. So usually in normal terms, we try to avoid doing deliveries because, as you know, when a certain food is delivered, by the time, the distance, the duration going through the Grab, quality might change a bit, taste might change a bit. So we had also had to adapt in terms of F&B. We do a selected sets of foods that we know that will last longer in terms of delivery and still maintain the quality of taste. So we had to adjust a lot of things. So it's being fluid in this kind of market, adjusting to every situation that comes, adjusting to every opportunity that comes is one of the things that we had to do. Also, we had, in terms of offers, of course, we've seen a lot of really, really good offers in the KL market with all the KL hotels. I believe Times Square had the same as well. Parvir, he said you had very good business, right?
So yeah, our offer was a bit expensive considered.
Yeah, still a bit expensive.
It also depends on the demand, yeah.
Yeah, so in our case, for Bayantree Kuala Lumpur, which is known as the urban resort, a retreat, a romantic getaway, a spa resort in KL city itself, if you had the chance, or if you have come here before, you go up to our reception at level 53, looking down at the busy city. Up there is just a peaceful environment. You have the scent of the aromatherapy scent in the lobby. It's a whole different experience, but then it is in the city. You don't have to go all the way to a resort, to Bavaria's place, maybe. Yeah. So other than that, yes, prices has to be dropped, but also we try not to go too low. Otherwise, it is also tough for us to self-sustain. So what we do is add in a lot of added value, almost 25 hours stay, more credits on F&B, complimentary, few other benefits as well throughout your stay. Yeah. So that's what we use to sell these packages, and we try to cater to every area as possible. So that's more for Bayantree. So say for Pavilion Hotel side, what we mentioned, we also had the in general work from hotel campaigns that we have. We have the section that we have our club lounge that we have converted to you can say a co-working space. You can come here and have your meetings. It's inclusive of snacks, coffee and tea, and etc. at an affordable rate. And we give you additional benefits or additional vouchers, discounts for lunch in our restaurants here as well. Yeah. So given the situation when things start to get better, after this second round of MCO 2.0, we actually had a new campaign where malls are also open. Pavilion Hotel Kuala Lumpur is attached to, of course, Pavilion Kuala Lumpur Mall, one of the popular malls in KL. So what we did was a partnership between the mall and ourselves. We got We sell a room package, a shopping retreat, and you get additional perks and vouchers from selected retail shops in the mall. So you come and stay with us, take the chance, and also take the opportunity to go to the malls, walk around, see anything nice, go ahead, shop till you drop, and come back to the hotel and rest again. Yeah.
That sounds fun. Shopping retreat is quite a new idea for us. I think it's also quite adventurous, especially for those shoppers. So, Mr. Suresh, you mentioned something about maintaining contacts with guests. How does Banyan Tree do it? Do you do virtual meetings at all?
Of course, our team does virtual meetings. Of course, we have calls just to keep up with them, ask them how they are, how's the situation, virtual calls. Within our hotel, we use Microsoft Teams. So even when we were working from home, our departments, we kept in touch through regular, daily, but every other day we have meetings to catch up to see how we are and what's going on. Yeah.
Well, sounds quite interesting because it's a new way of, I think it's a new lifestyle for us after the pandemic. So I just recalled that Miss May, I really loved the idea of exclusive meeting in room. How can you showcase the benefits of this product?
Okay. What we have done for this package is basically we set up flip chart. We set up like exactly like in an office for our clients with all the stationaries and all whatnot. Coffee, tea are also being provided. We have also a welcome treat. Every time when you buy the package, we will also do some some snacks that has been prepared by our chef for the guests who is occupying so-called the office space in the room. So the taking up rate was very good by the corporate companies because they have their SOP that minimum staff allowed in their office. So therefore they need a space with good Wi-Fi, quiet place, So therefore they actually buy up this package from us by Petronas guests and all that. So I would say very well designed package that suits to the corporates. We have printing materials ready for them. We also give free print out if they have anything that they want us to print. Our business center will assist them to do some print out on their documents and all.
Seems like from the sharing from Mr. Suresh and Ms. May is what the hotel's providing is what we need now in the pandemic. Is good. So now we'll proceed to the third question, recovery. There are definitely pent-up demands for domestic vacation. In your opinion, how can you take advantage of these opportunities? Let's hear from Mr. Suresh's point of view.
Okay, so definitely there are pent-up demands. And a lot of people are looking for the opportunities for the interstate borders to open, to head out to the resorts, to the cities. So at this, let's say in this point of time for KL, when the interstate borders open, people, main bulk of the business from KL would definitely go outstation, right? May, I would assume that's the same case for you as well. Yeah, so given the opportunity now that the district is still open and we have the guests from KL who is not going out, so we try to target these people inside KL, Selangor, within the same district area to don't wait too long. You need a break, come over. We have a lot of different packages. We have, like I mentioned earlier, the shopping retreats for both Banyan Tree as well as Pavilion Hotel Kuala Lumpur. We have our amazing rooftop bar, Vertigo in Banyan Tree Kuala Lumpur, which has a fantastic 180 view of KL City. You can see the Twin Towers, you can see the KL Tower, you can see a TRX, and also the upcoming Merdeka 118, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So, and also like all our F&B outlets here. So now is the opportunity to highlight and constantly remind our guests, our viewers, the community around us of the good things that we have here, while you wait for your opportunity to go out of the state, to say. Yeah.
Yeah, that I think everyone is anxiously waiting for that. So, what would be your thoughts, Mr. Pravi? Can you share?
So we are at the resort. We are at the beach, beautiful beach of Malaysia. So we have a strategy. Definitely, our strategy changes as per the CMCO, MCO, RMCO. So when the announcement comes, we have to take a quick decision. We always take a quick decision and change our planning. So like see now is RMCO. So RMCO state can travel. So we have a package for local Terengganu, Pahang, which is a different rate strategy. When the interstate allowed last year, and when you're going to allow, we'll have a different rate strategy. To bring guests from KL, we already started Berjaya Air. So all those high net worth HNI individual who used to go to Mauritius, Seychelles, all the big island Maldives, they don't have to go there. I mean, in Malaysia we exist, which is better than those beaches. So no need to go there. No need to wait for another 1 year, 2 years. Come over here, and then that helped us a lot. So most of our domestic guests most of them are HNI, I mean high net worth, and from the KL Selangor. Yes, when KL Selangor can't travel, we suffer. But always there is opportunity. When we had from June to October, we had a full of guests. When we were under MCO, we had a guest from Terengganu. Within CMCO period, we closed 60%. But of course, our rate strategy changed. When high occupancy, high rate, low occupancy, low rate. So we charge as per our occupancy.
Thank you, Mr. Pravi. Ms. May, can you please share with us your insights?
I guess for city hotels nowadays, like what Suresh was saying, they are not able to travel interstate, so they are only like within KL Selangor kind of thinking, though. So we do notice for the past, I would say 2 weeks, RNCO, we noticed that there's a lot of families and also couples having their holidays in the hotel. Yeah, so we took this opportunity that we created 2 packages. One is specifically for the family, which we have come up with a 2-day, 1-night package for the family of 4 in our family rooms, inclusive of breakfast for 4, high tea for 4, and of course a room that has a bunk bed that cater for 2 adults and 2 child. That sells very well. That cater for the family. We also have packages that created for honeymooners, couples that are not able to go out. We notice we have a lot of requests on candlelight dinners, honeymooners, birthday celebration. So we also came up with this couple romantic package, which include also a night stay in our premium room, breakfast, and a barbecue dinner by the pool. Yeah, we have a wonderful best rooftop pool in the city, right? That's where is entice them, have a romantic dinner by the poolside, which I would say that everyone enjoyed it very well. We did that package for the last 2 weeks. We sold it quite good, very well. We did it very well on that. So I would say locally, within KL Selangor, we have a lot of families and couples coming over to stay here due to, of course, the location of Berjaya Times Square. We are attached to shopping mall. We have a largest indoor theme park that is inside Berjaya Times Square. That actually attract a lot of locals bringing their kids over to enjoy the theme park and all that, in Times Square. Yeah.
Thank you, for sharings. Now we should proceed to the fourth question. Rethink. Some guests remain fearful of staying in a hotel due to safety reasons. What are the steps taken to regain the confidence of these guests? Mr. Suresh, can you please share what will be your steps?
I think as mentioned earlier, when we reopen the hotels, for Bayantry Colombo, we have a Safe Sanctuary program that is initiated by our HQ in Singapore, partnering with Bureau Veritas, an organization that kind of certifies that your program is of good quality and it's correct and it's good. Yeah. So we also implement that in both our hotels, and how we have to, how do I say, we educate our guests, or we share with our guests that our hotels are following all these procedures to ensure your well-being and your safety. Yeah, that's one of the main things that we can do. And when the guests are here, they can see all this in place. When they check out or when they arrive at a hotel, we have a checkpoint, our single checkpoint of entry. Wherever you go, you have to go in, you have to scan the MySejahtera QR code. You have to take your temperature, sanitize your hands, and etc. So we have all these facilities placed in strategic points around the hotel, the public areas, significant areas, the F&B outlets, and etc. So same goes to the room. I think like what Parver mentioned before as well, we do provide our guests with face masks, hand sanitizers, and yeah, things like this. We definitely have to follow what our HQ has provided, guidelines provided by HQ, and also the guidelines provided by the local authorities here in KL, Malaysia. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Suresh. Ms. May, what about you? What is your take on this?
For Berjaya Times Square in specific, Chloe, our hotel fully comply to SOPs that set by the Ministry of Health guidelines. Yeah, things like basic MySejahtera. You have to scan all that as you enter the hotel. Yeah, for every guest, whether you are our in-house guest or whether you are here for dine-in or you are here to visit your friends or family. So MySejahtera scan and temperature scan in every entry point of the hotel. Yep, we have done that. We have that since day one. Yeah, the hotel protocol also require our guests to have face masks at all time as you enter the hotel. Yep. We also do regular sanitizing of the public areas by our housekeeping staff. F&B outlets, being the lift, every 2 hours we have our team going round to sanitize the public areas. Of course, on top of that, our accommodation rooms, every guest that checks out, our housekeeping team will go in and sanitize and leave it overnight for the next guest to come in. Yeah, we don't do back to back. Yeah, so that's what we have done for our room. Of course, these are safety of their guests and the comfortability of them are our main criteria that we put in, to ensure that all our guests that comes in, they feel safe.
Thank you, Ms. May. Absolutely, the main criteria is for the guest comfortability and also safetiness. So, Mr. Pravit, do you agree with what Mr. Suresh and Ms. May shared just now, or do you have your own opinion?
No, it's certainly because we have to follow the government rules and regulation, hygiene, the SOPs. There are so many SOPs we have to follow. We have to keep a track of SOPs. Any rule changes, we have to follow MCO, CMCO, RMCO, different rules, like some rules, snorkeling not allowed, you can't do the sea activity. So we had a challenge here also. I mean, we follow the strict SOP in place, and we put the poster, clean and commitment poster everywhere, all outlets, in lobby, the outlets means the restaurants, the banquet hall, our beach bar, bar, the bar area, everywhere, so guests can read what we are doing. Upon arrival, temperature checkup was done, and like my Yatra was compulsory. I mean, everyone has to go through in. We did provide a welcome hygiene kit to all guests on arrival, which mask, the sanitizer, public area were sanitized regularly. We had a tough challenge of, when the guests check out, properly clean, especially the area where it's a touch like remote control, how to clean the remote control, sanitize, the next guest come and check in. So we had a tough of time, and all these hoteliers, we never gone through this. So we learned this process, and now we are better people. I mean, staff practice, even the staff, we Malaysian, we are Asian, so sometimes we put the mask, our staff use the mask, but when you put the mask and you talk to the guests, it feel odd for us because we're Asian culture. So some of the times our staff remove the mask and talk to show more courtesy to the guests. So these are the tough challenge to overcome. Finally, we overcome now. I mean, after 1 year, we all are very more stronger. We are more ready. I mean, ready to face any challenges in future, like buffet. I mean, buffet is earlier used to guests take by themselves. Now we put more staff. So every counter we have a staff to serve. So of course, this increase our cost, our expenses, but this is the way that assure the guest that is the safety, the hotel is taking care of the safety. Now the buffet is not, guest cannot take, we have to serve by our staff. The van, the transportation, the banquet systems where we can only take based on the CMCO, RMCO, 50% of occupants. So we have gone through all this phase, and we are much stronger now, and we have learned the new things which we never imagined earlier. Imagine we used to see in the movie where the people, right? Remember, you touch, then you become like a zombie. So there was the whole set of new things. We say that this virus comes, if you talk, the virus can catch you in the air. Initial phase, a lot of people were afraid, even sneezing and all. But now we are not so worried because we are more ready. We are more stronger to face this. I mean, we have more knowledge, of course. The knowledge is better than last 6 or 8 months back.
Yeah, definitely complying to SOPs from local authorities, but also balancing the comfortability and the safetiness of the guests are important. Thank you for sharing. Now we'll proceed to the last question of the roundtable discussion, past and future. Reflecting back, what are the lessons learned from dealing with the pandemic, and looking forward, what are the preparations of making your business to be more resilient? Ms. May, would you like to share with us your thoughts?
Okay, thank you, Chloe. Well, lesson that I've learned throughout, I would say 12 to 18 months that we have gone through this MCO, the pandemic and all that. I would personally feel that we have to be prepared and ever ready at all time. Yeah. You see, COVID-19 hit us a sudden, which we are not prepared. We have never gone through this kind of global issue. We see, we have gone through, I think Mr. Praveen have said much earlier, we at the beginning of March last year, we are not prepared. We are like, we are like lost, what to do and all that. Of course, as the time passed, we learn, throughout the process and all that. So now we have learned ourselves that, not only on the hotel industry, I think in every industry nowadays, we have to be prepared at all time, no matter what comes and hit us, along the way, we learn new norms, what we need to do now, with the face mask at all time. You need to scan your My Sejahtera, all these are the new norm. As you come in, buffet is now assisted buffet, no longer you can take yourself and all that. So basically, I would say these are the new things that we have learned throughout the process. And I would say after 12 months, we are now ready. Yeah. we have learned throughout the process and all. Once the international border is open, when the tourists are back, I would say we are ready with the new norm that we need to serve our guests. Of course, our overseas office, we have offices in UK. We also have offices in Singapore. They have been working very closely with the partners on updating what we have done throughout the 12 months, what we have improved, what are the things that we have done to ensure that their guests, when they arrive to the hotel, all the safety, the cleanliness, the SOP that we have set to ensure that, to build the confidence of our partners, that the hotel in Berjaya Times Square are ever ready to welcome all their guests.
Thank you, Ms. May, for sharing. What about you, Mr. Pravi?
I think the most important, what we learn, we have to adapt to new environment. Earlier with we hotelier, we always run the normal hour operations, like housekeeping and all, but this is totally new things. So we have learned how to adapt to new environment. We have to be ready to change at any point of time, because this has taught us 2 weeks RMCO, then MCO, CMCO, right? So we changes our package as per the market demand. So and the most important, the guests who travel to our hotel like Taras, they are more than money, they are concerned of the safety of their well-being, hygiene. So that is the most important. I think still another maybe 4 to 6 months will take to come to the at least 60-70% normal status in hotel industry, but we are more ready, we are more prepared, and the whole world is totally now different from what used to be before 2020. So we have to adapt and look forward for the new challenges in our industry. But like I said, always there is a bad days always goes, and it's never going to continue. So for our industry, for our hotel industry, the tough time almost going to be over very soon, and we are going to have a very clean picture, where the international traveler will allow, the moment it allows, the domestic traveler allow, we are going to have a lot of guests, and we'll serve them with a different mindset, where the safety is #1 priority.
Thank you, Mr. Pravi. Last but not least, Mr. Suresh.
Okay, which question were we on again? Sorry. I had to do a quick move just now.
I shall repeat again. Reflecting back, what are the lessons learned from dealing with this pandemic? And looking forward, what are the preparations in making your business to be more resilient?
Okay. So I think it's quite similar to what Ms. May and Pravi has shared. So like for us, or for me, I do see that given whatever the situation is, the pandemic, we need to learn to be on our toes, to be as fluid as possible, to be able to adapt to the change of currents, the change of the wind blowing this way. We need to be able to adapt quickly, and also to be fluid lah, in a way. So like for the current hotel situations, it's all being about able to adapt, having flexible packages, coming up with different opportunities at every area. So like now we also have to think about like how can we sell. It's not just about the hotel rooms, the staycations, the things. It's like, what are the areas that we can sell? How can we monetize every part of the hotel? So like moving on from now that we don't have proper meeting facilities, we can't fully run yet, even though the inquiries are coming in slowly, which is a good sign. We are doing things like since Banyan Tree has nice venues, Pavilion Hotels has nice venues, we're doing like pre-wedding photo shoots, rental of venue. Anybody wants to do a kind of photo shoots, we have in Pavilion Hotel Kuala Lumpur, we have a very beautiful center court area that has a waterfall and has some trees in there as well, and it's covered. It's an outdoor area that is covered. But so areas like this, we give out like different packages. We adapt to different people. There are people who comes, they want to do like photo shoot for an upcoming Ramadan. There is some companies or some social media socialites, they come, they want to do some photo shoot for their upcoming promotions for social media and etc. So we take opportunities like this to try and help sustain our business. So anything in general is just being fluid in the situation that we are in right now.
Thank you. So before we end this first session, as you're aware, there are poll questions asked during the session. The results are: the first poll is, for the last 12 months, what facility did you use in hotel?
You're asking us or showing us? Okay.
No. I'm trying to share the poll results. So the answer is function room 5%, F&B 50%, accommodation 35%, and others, example spa and gym, is only 10%. So the second poll was, when was your last stay in a hotel? 1 to 4 months, 32%, 5 to 9 months, 11%, 9 to 12 months, 14%, and more than 12 months is 41%.
Wow, that is very high. More than 1 year, 41%.
Yeah, it's a very impressive number. Third poll was, do you miss staying in hotel? Yes, 87% of them voted yes, 4% voted no, 8% voted maybe.
So Mayor and Suresh, we have to capture 41% who had not traveled last 1 year.
Yeah.
Yes. So any of you here, visit our websites, our social media pages. I'm sure you have an offer that suits you, a package that suits you to your needs.
So move on to the fourth poll. Are you confident in hotels fully complying to strict SOP? 61% voted yes, 9% voted no, 28% voted maybe. So 61% of them are quite confident with hotel complying strict SOP, which is good to know that.
Yep. Good.
The fifth poll, which is your favorite innovative product or services for the last 12 months? Shuttle at the sea, 18% voted.
Wow.
Good. Very good, Mr. Praveen.
Yeah, very good.
Very high percentage of that.
Yeah.
460 golden burger from Banyan, 17% voted.
Wow.
Also a high result. Work from hotel room, 18%. Staycation, 21%. And poolside. I think it's poolside by hotel. Poolside barbecue by hotel, 18%. So it's around that percentage of people voted for our polls. So thanks to all audiences who participate in the pollings. That's the end of our first session. Now we shall move on to the second session. But before that, we shall do a live question, which was from the audience, Albert Low, to all the panelists. Will the Permakasa stimulus package announced yesterday able to sustain the local hospitality and tourism in the future? So maybe Mr. Suresh, do you want to share first? Mr. Suresh, you need to unmute yourself.
Sorry. I think at this point of time, I really can't say much yet on that because there still has a lot of discussions to go through. Yes, there is some packages that are some support coming from the government, which is good, but we'll just need to see how the situation goes in the end.
How about Mr. Praveen?
The lot of packages and government, we really thank you government for providing the support for our industry. But of course, as a hotelier, we always can see, can expect more from government. Because see, the package which help us is WSP, and yes, the hotel industry along. I'm not talking about the TARAS, because of course we haven't retrenched anyone. We have in other way we have hired more people, but our colleagues here, some of our hotels and our groups, yes, it's very tough time. Like yes, like 10% electricity discount, or WSP, or HRDF, still not enough. We expect more. We expect more from the government, because airline and our hospitality industry is suffer a lot. I mean, we are number 3 in Malaysia after manufacturing. Number 2 is our like oil industry, the other things, and then the third is hospitality comes.
Yeah.
We are in number 3, so we expect more definitely. But hopefully we recover soon, and then governments always it says as small steps taken is always just a beginning. But of course, as a hotelier, we expect more.
We'll move on to the next live question. But anyway, thank you, Mr. Suresh and Mr. Praveen. The next live question from the audience is for Mr. Praveen. Government has come out with SOP limitations of certain numbers of tourists to a certain destination for domestic tourism. What is the daily limitation of tourists daily for Readap Island? Can you please share?
Readap Island depends again the situation when the CMCO, RMCO, and then is a different when the government announcement differs. So generally it's 50% of occupancy, 50% of occupancy. Like if we take the banquet function, also 50%. But again, when you are RMCO, you can take full also as per the seating capacity. For Readap Island, it's not taken for island, it's for all over the same rules apply. It all depends on RMCO, CMCO, the government announcement.
It's good to hear that. Yeah, we are recovering. So we'll move to our pre-forum questions from audiences. The first pre-forum question: hundreds of tourists were seen crowding in Kuala Kedah and Kuala Perlis Jetty to Pulau Langkawi a day after the island came under the Recovery Movement Control Order, or RMCO. What about the Taras Beach and Spa Resort?
What we did, yes, after the RMCO recently, we talked about the last 1 year. Yes, we had a guest coming, but for Taras case, it's different because most of our guests, they don't use the public jetty. Because like I said, our safety is #1 priority. So most of our guests, either they come from Berjaya Air, from Subang to here. So all precautions are taken. Otherwise, those who come by boat or their own transport, we use the Marang Jetty. Marang Jetty is around 45 minutes from Readap Island, Pulau Readap. So this is more safer because Readap Jetty, the guest comes by transport to Marang Jetty. For every guest, because most of the guests, like I said, is a high spending HNI. So we arrange the individual boat for them. Individual boats is more safe. Of course, we have all the hygiene and safety procedure. Even in the van, when we pick them up, we try to minimize as per the, like, it depends, the half, if there's no RMCO, I mean, this, if allowed, we follow the government rules. So jetty is not a problem issue for us because we don't use the public jetty. That is give us an advantage, and most of the guests, they respect and they trust our safety standard.
Thank you, Mr. Praveen. And how about Berjaya Times Square Hotel and Banyan Tree Hotel, which is under the Conditional Movement Control Order, or CMCO, where inter-district traveling is allowed?
Suresh, you want to go first? Okay, for Berjaya Times Square, as we mentioned earlier, interstate are still not allowed, but inter-district. So there's a lot of locals, KL residents, Selangor residents. Over the weekend, I would say that we have seen a very good crowd of the local families bringing their kids to Berjaya Times Square. For the past few weekends, especially the Friday and Saturday, we are doing approximately between 40 to 60% in terms of occupancy. To cater on all the local travelers, domestic families who bring their kids here for over the weekends, enjoying the pool that we have. The theme park in Berjaya Times Square is also doing very well on Saturday. So I would say that this CMCO helps us a little bit here and there, but we need more, of course. If the interstates open, more flexible, I would say that we can do better.
Thank you, Ms. May. Sorry, because of our time is reaching, so I would do the wrap up for the whole session. Listening to experts in different type hospitalities property, we have a resort hotel and 2 cities hotels perspective. It's great to have all of you here today in this discussion. 1 year ago, hospitality started off with a lot of challenges. It takes great perseverance to remain resilient. With the vaccine in the pipeline, reopening of domestic travel is soon to be seen. I can see Malaysia's hospitality industry are ready to serve their guests again, not forgetting the SOP will be implemented. I'm looking forward to return back to stay in hotel for my next holiday. Thank you so much for your sharings to Ms. May, Mr. Suresh, and Mr. Pravit. Hope to see you again in the near future. Handing back over to you.
Thank you, Chloe. Thank you, May.
Thank you, Mr. Pravit.
Thank you.
Thank you a lot to Ms. May Chong, Mr. Pravit Mishra, and Mr. Suresh, and our moderator, Ms. Chloe Tan.